Good day everyone. Today we will going to tackle about the fish and shellfish. So there are many ways to determine the freshness of a fish. Knowing the signs and following them are essential in having fresh ingredients to cook a dish with. Having the knowledge to know what a fresh fish is can save you and your family some troubles after eating routine fish. And now, here are the characteristics of fresh fish. So, first is the eyes. The eyes should be bright, bulging, pupil velvet black, and cornea transparent. Next is the gills. The gills should be bright red, covered with clear slime, and odor under gill covers fresh. Next is the flesh. The flesh should be firm, body is stiff, impression made by fingers do not remain, and slime present is clear. Next is the belly walls. Belly walls should be intact. Next is the muscle tissue. Muscle tissue should be white. Next is the vent. The vent should be pink, not protruding. Next is the odor. The odor should be fresh, not fishy odor. Lastly is the color. The color should be bright. So I have here some examples of characteristics of fresh fish. Number 1 is eyes are clear, bulging, and shiny. You should look closely at the eyes of the fish. Many people say that the eyes are the window to the soul. The same goes for fishes. The eyes can tell us if a fish is fresh. Look out for shiny, bulging eyes as a start. It will be extremely helpful in knowing if a fish is fresh. Number 2 is the gills. The color of the gills should be either be pinkish or reddish. Investigating the gills can seriously help you immensely when looking for fresh fish. Seeing the color of the gills says a lot about its freshness or lack thereof. The gills should also be a bit wet. So if the gills are dull and grayish in color, then that is a pretty big red flag signifying that the fish is not fresh. And the gills can also produce sour and deeply offensive smell. Number 3 is the odor. The odor of a fish is one of the easiest way in identifying whether the fish is fresh or not. If a fish has a mild fishy smell, then it would be fresh. If it has an awful, stale and sour scent, I would advise you to leave that fish and look elsewhere. Number 4 is the texture. Fish should be firm, dense, and elastic. Fingers or other things that touches it shouldn't leave a mark or impression to the flesh. If all of the above is present, by all means buy that fish. The fish is soft, flexible, and flabby. That fish is not fresh. Fingers should not leave a dent or impression to the flesh. But if it does, and you still choose it, expect to have stomach ache. Lastly is the color. The color of the scales should be bright and shiny. This signifies that the fish is indeed fresh. As time goes on, the scale's color slowly turns to a faded one with no hint of brightness and is now dull, which isn't a good thing to find in the fish. And now, we have here the quality points in purchasing shellfish. Number 1, shells should not be cracked or broken. Number 2, shells of mussels and oysters should be tightly shut. Open shells that do not close when tapped sharply should be discarded. Number 3, lobsters, crabs, and prawns should have good color and be heavy for their size. Number 4, lobsters and crabs should have all their limbs. So when purchasing shellfish, you should always check if the shells clean and free of dirt and mud. It should be nice and clean. Fill them if they have film or slimy. Do not purchase. They should be covered in ice in a display case. The shells should be closed. You may see that the shells are sometimes slightly open. Just top the shell and it should close back up. If they don't, discard. And also, they should be smell fresh like the ocean. And that would be all for my part. Thank you and good day.